Hi everyone, Rebecca here for Peartree Cutfiles. Today I'm making a layout for the February cyber crop, and my challenge for the cyber crop is in a heartbeat. So I have to use a large heart shape on a layout. So pretty easy, lots of ways that you can do that. I've decided to use the concentric hearts cut file from the February release. I reduced the size of that cut file ever so slightly when I was cutting it on my cutting machine, and I've cut that ever so slightly up to the left and at an angle so that it's kind of, a nice little jaunty angle. So I wanted to use the background that it was cut on. And when I've added those concentric hearts back in, I've added every other back in and left every other out. And each one that I did add back in, I popped that up on some 3D foam just to get different varying dimensions going on the inside of that heart. And then I've had a go at some quilling. So I've used some various shades of pink on the outside of that concentric heart. And then I've used some quilling strips just to create like a little flower cluster and little swirls on the inside of that heart. Just something different to try. I've had a go at quilling in the past. I'm certainly by no means very good at it. It's a bit wonky, but it's something different to try, and it's quite cool. Looks good. So I've used the same colours as are in the Simple Stories Happy Hearts collection for the quilling, and I've used that collection then to embellish the rest of my page. So it's kind of tricky to tell at this angle, but I have pinned those little quilling pieces in place with little pins that are just pinned through into my cutting mat underneath, just to hold everything in place while the glue dries. And I will also be using today the XOXO cut file from the February release. I shrunk that down quite considerably, and then because I'd shrunk it from large down into small, my scanner cut machine makes the lines very thin, so I then altered the thickness of those lines to make them a bit chunkier and a bit more substantial for being cut at a smaller size. Scanner cut does things slightly different, I think, from other cutting machines, but I've only ever used scanner cut, so I'm not quite sure how it works on other machines. Once I cut it down, I just increased the thickness of the cutting lines. And then I've backed it just using some of those papers. Actually, I've used the cut apart tag sheet to back those XOXO shapes. So I'm going to go through now and take my time embellishing. I just wanted to add little bits of those beautiful papers. This collection is so pretty and I love the colours in it. It's just perfect. I feel like I'll be using this all year. I don't think it's just a Valentine's collection, although obviously it's a Valentine's themed collection, but I scrap about love an awful lot, so I feel like I'll be using this quite a bit. So I'm going to pop a little tag behind my photo and just go through embellishing. I've got some of the ephemera pieces, some of the stickers, and some of the foam title word stickers as well to add on there. This part of the recording I'd come back to after a couple of days, and I felt like the XOXO needed a little bit of the quilling colours coming down from under there. So I'm going to quill some little swirly bits and pieces coming down from underneath there, just to add that little pop of colour underneath. And I'm just using 2 little alphabet stamps, the XOXO from this little tiny stamp set. That's just a Hobbycraft stamp set. And some pigment ink just to stamp a little bit of the XOXO around, just to add a little bit of interest in those clusters. So to finish off my embellishing, I'm adding in some of the glittery gold Peartree bits, the little hearts, and I'm also going to add some of the little polymer hearts from Little Things by Lucy's cards. They're like little love hearts, you know, with the words on them, the sweets. So they look a bit like those, and they're quite cool. I'll also add a little bit of gold sprinkle through my clusters as well. And I'll finish off with a little bit of journaling down at the bottom. Off screen, I decided to add some pom-pom trim around my pink cardstock in the background. But yeah, I did that off screen. And yeah, and some close-ups coming now. Thanks so much for joining me. Please do take part in this challenge. I'd love to see your big hearts on your layouts. Lots of ways to do that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's interpretation of that. Thanks so much for watching. See you again soon. Bye.